Do you run like GoPros when you're doing the trial stuff and the Kirby canine stuff, or what do you run?
No, so well, we used to do GoPros like back in the day in Texas, and like Stacy was trialing. Remember Carrie trialing?
Yeah.
Ted and I started pulling out some GoPros on the field, which was fun. Started messing with those, but like those videos that you've seen where I've done like decoys mic'd up.
Yeah.
I've just been on the field with like an iPhone 14. Yeah, do that, and then I'll mic the decoys, and then just sync it all up later. Do a little editing.
What are your mics?
Rode mics.
Rode mics? Yeah. Like these ones, or
no? I didn't. I was looking at this. I didn't realize this was Rode. So mine are like.
It might not be.
Mine are square ones. They're like.
I think it is. It just this doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they're good mics. Like you can really do a lot with them. But man, I want to find something where I can sync the audio to the camera, to where I'm not going in, because
You're doing it by hand.
Yes.
Oh no.
And then especially when you start splitting up the scenes and stuff, and you've got to like make sure your audio's close. Yeah. It sucks.
I'm a really lazy, like, I don't know if you've heard about any of my Patreon like decoy instructional stuff, but it's all very lazy editing. Like it is low budget, done on my phone or the tablet, right? Like very quick edits. But I'm trying to go for like
the content though.
I'm aiming for 10-minute videos.
Yeah.
Right. Some are a little longer, some are a little shorter, but like people can't pay attention past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I want them to be able to watch it and actually like listen to what I'm saying and see the, like, you know, I put catches in it or whatever it is I'm working on. But yeah, there's like no production value, which is why it's like a $3 a month thing, right? If I had production value where it was taking a lot of my time, I would up it. But like, just I just wanted to put stuff out for free.
Yeah.
And like, it was Jerry who was like, just put it on Patreon with a small paywall.
Yeah.
Just to keep out like the dickheads.
Yes,
right?
The ones that want to see it and just talk shit.
They're like, oh, I wouldn't even do suit work. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares about your opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
No, those are good. And it's like I always, when I start thinking, we're starting to do the same thing with some paywall stuff. I was trying to like figure out pricing, and it's like, okay, what do I want to charge for this? And then I start thinking, did I pay like $12 a month for Netflix? And look how much content's on there. You know, so like how much content are you going to put up? I know what we're talking about is very specialized and hard to find. Like there's not a lot of it out there.
Yeah.
But like you kind of have to be somewhere in there. You know what I mean? If it's a lot of money, you better be doing some good content and a lot of it. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Patreon's cool because they have like a model you can do where it's pay per video.
Yeah.
So like you're like, hey, this is super, you know, low budget friendly. I want everyone to see it. It's $1. Right? Yeah. It's 99 cents. And then you're like, hey, I put a lot of work into this, and I was filming stuff all year of this dog, like going through development, and this one's, you know, $20.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I had done that, because like sometimes I feel bad where I'm like, I didn't put out anything good this month. I didn't really put out anything.
Yeah.
And people paid. Yeah. But I'm like, that's why it's $3.
This is seriously though, this is where you need someone just to, like at your seminars, like you're doing a hard surface tracking class. While you're teaching, just have them video, because there's so much that you could grab and just like as small parts, you know what I mean? And that's, you have five videos from that.
Yeah.
You know, from like 3 hours of teaching or whatever you're going to do as far as your classroom part, like break all that down into smaller parts. And those are all individual videos.
That's the kind of stuff about like, you know, running my own business now that like I'm just bad at, right? That's like, honestly, I loved that about Tar Heel is like, I didn't have to do anything. Jerry never asked me to post anything, to make anything. Yeah. And honestly, he didn't have to market either. It's like the business was established. We had our clients, right? We had more clients than we could sell dogs. So it's like, there was none of that. And I love that part. But when you're new, man, when you're starting, and in this age today with like everyone's attention being pulled 100 different ways, it's like, you have to like, if you're new, you have to get into it. You have to be involved,
you do.
Right?
You do.
You're not Jerry. You're one. Like you have to. That takes 30 years, right?
You got to build something. It's like it's a weird environment we live in now in the business world where so much of like think about like I laugh about this. You know, like in the 80s, if you had a plumbing business, you're gonna call your company AAA Plumbing. Like you know the reason for that?
Yellow Pages.
Yellow Pages, exactly right. Yeah, you're first. When you look up plumbers, you're the first plumber listed. Like that was marketing back then. Now it's more social media based? Like, how's your Instagram? How's your following? Like, are you putting good content out? Are people following you? Are they finding your product or your service through
Are you using the right sound bites?
Yep.
How long are your videos?
Different landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of like, you know, businesses and marketing and products, talk to me a little bit about the bite equipment you're making now.
So we're making some sleeves, which I'm excited about.
What's available right now?
Just a Belgian right now. We've got a leg sleeve that's in testing. I sent out my test models a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
We'll see how those go. Like, I've already got some design things that I want to change with it. I'm just always tinkering with it. But just to give you some background on like some of the thought that went into the Belgian sleeve we do. Belgian sleeve is by far my favorite sleeve to work with, especially for like a PSA sport dog, because we do so much foundational bicep targeting. When I started messing with making my own sleeve, there were sleeves that I liked, but there's always just something about those sleeves that I didn't like.
Right.
So I wanted to build something for myself, right? So it's everything I make is very selfish. I like it, and I hope you like it. You know, that's like the
best way to do it, right?
The hope after the fact. It's like, I like this. I hope it's good for you.
Well, I got to see the latest Belgian arm last weekend and like use it a little bit, and I really liked that for, you know, for obviously the targeting, the fit, the comfort, like anything table work wise, you know, like moving around, like very, very comfortable and like challenging for the dogs to bite without having excess mass, right? Like without having excess material. That being said, does make me, I need to do some, but like makes me a little nervous on like ascend without that excess material. But not everyone does a lot of like bicep sending before suit, right? But I always have, and that's where like the Belgian arms that come up and you can pull a little bit into the chest area, like make you feel nice. But also, on the other hand, that's what's nice about yours is it is a tight fit. So it's both. Like,
I think you're probably like me. You know, you pull out your collection of Belgians and there's 4 or 5 different ones because they all serve a different purpose.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, like you've got your puppy Belgian, you've got your more advanced, you know, you have your, I don't know, your 3-year-old German Shepherd that you're trying to target better, and you need like a bigger sleeve.
And his head is this, you know, this long, so it's like I need something thick.
Yeah, so different tools for different jobs, but I'm excited about the sleeve thing. The challenge with it is, I was talking to Jesse Miller earlier about it. It's like, man, they're selling out really fast. I can't get one. It's like, yeah, they're either really good or it's just hype right now, you know. So people want to try something new, and the hard thing with sleeve development or even equipment development is, you think you're putting out a good product, but really the true teller is time. And I can't fake time. I've had some sleeves out. So like the Better Belgian test ones went out, and the first round went out in like November of last year. Redid some things, and I sent a second test group out in February. And then we finally started putting them out there, I think March or April. So they're still relatively new. Time will tell like how they hold up, but I've already got some things that I'm working on to try and, you know, just keep making quality better. I'm really happy with the sleeve, but you know, when you make something, you're aware of every little piece of it. So there's some things that I want to add. It's like some better. What I'm working on now is my French linen supplier, talking to them about like how to get a tighter weave with that. I'd like just a super quality French linen, because that's what the dog is obviously putting its mouth on. The rest of the sleeve, I absolutely love. I love the inner. I'm using like a Cordura on the inside, so it's a little bit more durable. I've had mixed reviews on that. Some people are like, it's really hard to slip because of that. I think the size is the issue with the slipping more than the inside, but some people thought maybe that inside wasn't as slick as a normal sleeve. Yeah,
there's a lot that goes into that too. Like the dog matters. The humidity matters. So, you know, that type of thing will never stop me from, you know, like using a certain piece of equipment. Is like, you can get those little liners that you put on underneath. Like
those are the best thing for slipping.
Do you have one of those for Kirby K9?
I don't have one, but no, we need one. We need to like do a line of those.
You should also do like a you call like a and you can brand this and use it, but like a Decoy hygiene kit, where it's like brush for your suit, like, you know, like a cleaner for your suit, deodorizers for your bag, right? Like it could be every Decoy's wife Like, get this for
they'd all buy it because we all smell terrible all the time.
And everyone always says, "Oh, it's stinking up my car," right? And it could be the Kirby Canine Hygiene Kit.
The one thing Shannon wants to do, she's talked about, you know, everyone wears like dry fit type stuff under their suit, but you know, a line of undergarments, you know, for under the sleeve or under the suit, because my stuff always stinks.
Yeah, dude,
terrible.
Are you like a leg liner, like tights kind of guy, or
I do, depending on the weather. Man, if it's this warm, you know, or hotter, I just can't. I do as little as I can underneath the suit. And what I've honestly started wearing underneath my suit is like a moisture wicking shirt. And for my legs, I'm wearing swimsuits.
Yeah,
I put on like some board shorts, you know, because like they just get rid of the water.
Cup or no cup?
And no cup now.
Same.
I was cup for so long, and like knock on proverbial wood, but you know, like I don't know, like I'm just faster and more comfortable without one.
I make the like inseam on my suit pants low because I want that like suit pants like baggy, so that I can hike them up. I can like lower them a little bit.
Yeah, that's smart.
And with that, it's not really an issue unless I'm like taking like a fucking 30-second passive. Then like, yeah, it's probably going to push its way up there and become a problem. But like if it's a high in the inseam or even on the groin and I'm just doing a drive, like it's never been a problem.
Yeah.
And I might, you know, eat those words one day, but I can't do it.
Yeah. For me too, like you got to be a really good targeting dog to hurt me. If you bite the groin, I'm probably all right. I could probably slip it.
Yeah. Same. Back to I had one more thing on equipment. I was thinking about, like, you probably, like me, like you have everything, right? And you have like 5 different of each thing as well, right? With various, you know, this one's newer and this one's really worn, where like, you know, I might want to use the worn out one with the new dog so it's softer for him, whatever. But if you can only bring 3 things, so you're flying to, you know, India, and there you got,
it's like training or trial. What am I doing?
Training. Okay. Training. What 3 things are you bringing to work dogs?
My bite suit counts as 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go with a suit. If it's like a PSA group, I'm probably gonna bring a Belgian, you know, to work on some targeting, and probably like what I call like a lower level Belgian, so thinner, worn down,
so that you can do even on the forearm.
Yeah,
if you like a puppy.
If you had to, you could. And man, I've been using, just for fixing grip issues, I've been using a ton of wedges. So I'm probably gonna grab a wedge. You know, those are my 3 things that I probably do, and I'm gonna hit everything.
What's your preferred wedge?
ALM makes a wedge that I like. Most of
Is it synthetic or jute?
It's synthetic. I don't even know if it's on their site. I've had one forever.
I've never seen. I don't think I've used one.
Yeah, it's not real big. It's better for. I wouldn't really want to use it for like an older dog, especially like a big grip. Maybe, I don't know, a 3-year-old German Shepherd. I said German Shepherd, it was wrong. 3-year-old dog that like I hadn't been around, maybe had bad prior training and had a really bad grip.
German Shepherd.
That was in my head. I was picturing a dog. But yeah, if I have that dog, I don't know if I want that wedge for it, but this one's more of like a younger dog, you know, good grip fixer. But yeah, like there's a lot of wedges out there. I used a wedge.
Middle handle.
It has 2 on the outside. So like for the dogs that are launching, the one handle's nice, but this one, and where I do a lot of the fixing grip work is more on like a back tied or an anchored handler, and I'm coming in and like feeding the wedge, or even intentionally giving them a very shallow grip and then allowing them to counter, and then winning. So I actually like both handles for that, so that I can really kind of like control where I'm putting that wedge. Yeah, if the dog's back tied, there's no one to blame except me. Right. You know, if the handler's there, then you know I got to be a little bit more precise.
For me, a wedge has got to be a middle handle, because I do a lot of wedge work for entries. Because like, and that I got from like all the Schutzen folks that I do train with. It's like you can manipulate that way more than you can a bicep, right? And it's like I can start low and teach the dog to chase it high. I can get it really wide from the body.
Great tool.
I can let them run through it. I can put a leash on it, right? So I like the HST. with the white like liners.
Okay,
that
look
they
it
have.
up. Yeah,
they're awesome. And that white linen, I don't know what's different about it, but it lasts incredibly long. Like
okay,
when you know how like on French linen, when the slobber dries, it then becomes a little brittle.
yeah,
And that's over
hardens.
time. That's basically what causes your cracking and your
yeah,
your ripping, right? It's not the actual bite; it's the fact that it was dry, right?
Yep.
This stuff doesn't like when the saliva dries on it. It doesn't dry like brittle. It doesn't dry like stiff. It still stays.
Well, it's like a higher
soft.
cotton content.
Could be.
That'd make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look at that.
I have mine in the van. I'll
yeah,
show
I want
you
to see it. Yeah,
they're my favorite. And like Yori, well, I mean in the garage there, Yori has tons of the white linen.
okay.
I don't know what is different about that, but this stuff's the best.
Look at it. Yeah, it sounds interesting.
So we're in Missouri, which I didn't think that we'd be sitting down.
We're in my now home state.
Yeah, to Decoy in Missouri, right? So tell me a little bit about the move and that decision.
So people ask, they can't believe we've left Texas, that kind of stuff. Love Texas,
but you're not even Texas born.
I'm all over.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I was born. So here's the quick story. Born in Phoenix, grew up in Australia. My mom's side is all Australian. Moved back to the States, went to high school and college in Oklahoma. Met my wife in Oklahoma. We were both fresh out of college, brand new, starting our career. Cops and teachers made twice what they did in Texas. So we moved to Texas. We had our careers, raised our family.
Is Shannon a teacher?
She's a retired teacher, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're both retired from our primary job. Kids are either married or in college, and we look around, and in Texas, all we have is dog family. And we really tried to stay in Texas. But, you know, what we could get for our money in Missouri as far as land and house and shop and all that, it just was really for us just like a dream move to the place we moved to, and we're really happy there. We've been up here about 6 weeks, enjoying it. Surprisingly, like I kind of knew there was PSA in Missouri, but it's everywhere.
It is. There's a lot more groups than there used to be. I mean, this is a new group, and they have a 3-day AS and PSA trial going on, so that's cool. You're a couple hours from here.
Yep, 2 hours south. And
how far are you from, like, you know, Jeremy, their club in St. Louis?
Yeah, so it was one of the first things I did.
Was look up Jeremy's house?
Yeah, well,
see if you could be his neighbor. That's what I would do if I was moving to Missouri.
So when we started looking here, we found some places we liked. When we were talking about putting an offer down, I got a hold of Joe Parks, and I was like, hey, tell me about the landscape in the Midwest. Like, think about moving here, you know, where would you train? You know, who are the different PSA groups? But obviously I've known Jeremy and Megan and Kevin forever. So like I kind of knew that they were in the St. Louis area, which isn't close, but it's there. Ironically, like where I'm at, I can go 3 hours north to Jeremy. I can go 3 hours south to Clay Smith.
I can go. I didn't realize he was that close.
Yeah, Conway's not that far. I can go an hour to Sean Dukes, and then, you know, we're 2 hours from home right here. So we're kind of in the middle of, like, you know, several different clubs, which is cool. And, you know, a lot of people would kill for that type of situation, having so many different clubs that are within 3 hours. But, you know, I grew up in a club that I was 15 minutes away from, and really...
And it's packed full of talent. Right?
Yeah, talent and decoys and everything else. So
there's a lot of talent here, but it's spread out.
Yeah.
It's like you got one guy here, one guy here, one guy here, one guy there. Versus like
hopefully
in
that
Dallas,
keeps growing.
You guys had, you know...
Yeah, we have like 5 trial decoys and you know, 9 club decoys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just insane. And I honestly, just letting work and life get busy, I didn't take advantage of that, you know. When I should have been in club more than I was.
Yeah. Well, you've had a lot going on in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of always the case, but
yeah,
you know, that's how I live my life, is like, oh, it's just a crazy week. Once I get through this week, we'll be fine. And then I do that for a decade.
52 weeks.
Yeah. Just do that all year. Right. Man. What other trials you got coming up that you're trying to go to?
None really. Like I've not really put a lot of trials on the calendar. What I've enjoyed doing is trying to make time to go to the cert camps with Sean.
Yeah.
I think at this stage in my life, like I still love decoying, still love trialing. But I get so excited about the decoy camps. I love seeing I think the passion from brand new guys that are coming into the sport, it's really exciting to see. So I try to like make myself more available for that this year, more so than trials. But yeah, hopefully I'll get on the field tomorrow just to, decoy in Missouri for the first time. Not the first time, but like the, first time since we moved here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything on the calendar as far as decoying. I'd like to try and trial my dog a little bit this year and see how that goes. And yeah, just going with the flow. Not a whole lot planned.
Yeah. Did you go to the camp in North Carolina?
No, didn't go.
I wasn't there either. I was my buddy was getting married. I had to go to that.
Yeah.
Which was a bummer. I would rather go to the
Same,
camp.
right?
I'd rather that they were on different weekends, but I'm really excited about the Nationals camp.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Because that's near me as well. So hopefully get out to that. Do you think you'll make it?
I plan on coming to that one. So the next one that I should be at is in Chicago. I think early July, or I think it's early July. And then national selection, I definitely want to be at just because it's the first time that PSA has done that. I think it'll be fun. It'll be cool. I want to see like who shows up and who's just
what do you go. Like, I don't know if there's anything that you can share or can't share about that, right? But what do what can we expect from that national selection? Or I'll ask it another way too. Just what do you want to see from guys coming?
Okay. So like,
and gals.
Yeah, if people are watching this, like, gals. What is national selection? Because it hasn't really been talked about a whole lot.
Yeah, it got posted. We know it's a thing. We know who's invited.
Yep. So
what's going on? I wasn't on the list. So I'm just a washed up judge now.
Yeah, this is like Sean's baby, as far as like what he's working on right now and what has happened with the sport, which is another growing pain, but another really great problem is, probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, Sean knew all the decoys in the sport. He obviously certifies all of them, but the sport, you look at our decoy list, like our certified decoy list, there's probably, I'm throwing this number out, but it's going to be close, about 130 certified decoys on the list.
I was going to say 150 even.
Yeah, it could be that high now. It's a lot of decoys. So as those guys and girls are coming into the sport, they're decoying, they've done it 2 or 3 years. Sean may have not put eyes on them, and he's relying on people saying, hey, this person's really good. Well, now he wants to see them. He wants to see him perform. He wants to see him perform in a high stress environment. The
doesn't get more high stress than that, really, besides actually doing nationals.
It's a big spotlight.
Like having Jerry there and Sean there and you there and knowing it's an important weekend.
Yeah. So Sean wants to, like, the reason like your Ben Lipinski or your Jeremy doesn't get invited to this camp is Sean's seen him. He knows what you guys do.
Gotcha.
Like there's a known value to that. Guys like that are still going to get picked for nationals. Sean's going to pick who he's going to pick, but this national selection is more for to
see some of the talented.
That's it.
2, 3, 4 year.
2, 3, 4 year guys that are really showing up. People are talking about them. Maybe Sean hasn't seen them. They haven't worked a national yet. Here's your chance to show the man himself, how you can do stuff. So it'll be exciting. It's like it's a cool list.
Do you think, do you think it's like worth prepping a lot of physical fitness or just catching or getting in the trials?
All the above. And really, I think that like the people that were selected for it to go to it, their skills are there.
Yeah.
It's going to be, a big test of the mind and a big test of, anything you go to with Sean Siggins is going to be physical.
For sure.
Like, that's just
for sure.
Just how it is.
He just loves it.
So
Tuesday is physical, like after work. He's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the gym.
He's going to want to see like who has like made it their life goal to do really well at this and show up and just smoke everyone else.
Right.
I don't think that like the most in shape person is the person that's going to get picked for nationals out of that, but it's definitely part of the picture.
Mentality is huge in this, in decoying, right? Because really, like you go all out for 10 seconds, then you have a break.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But who can keep like, bringing the heat and like getting fired up for catch number 40
over and over.
Yeah. Like that's hard, right? Sometimes like the more trials that I've done, the more years I've done it, I'm like, I'll be sitting there thinking about other things sometimes now, and I'm like, oh shit, we got to tune back in. Like it's almost they're coming from the car jack. Like, I got to gear back up.
It's interesting to hear you say that. I actually like that. Right. I like that someone can be calm enough out there and be able to like turn the switch on, where I feel like you see some guys and they're like off in the corner, you know, listening to Metallica because they have to like psych themselves up for this. And when you see guys that can switch it on, then go, you know, like have a Gatorade, laugh with the crowd a little bit, get out and do it again.
It's evolved a lot over 8 years of PSA decoying, right? Because it used to be, you know, anxious nerves all day, couldn't eat, didn't matter what happened because I was like, I'm redlined all day long because I'm at a trial, right? And then it was like, just leave me alone. You're the enemy, right? I'm here to run all your dogs. I'm comfortable now, but like you're the enemy. And then it was just like, dude, you're my buddy. Oh, hang on, I gotta go scream at a dog, right? And then I can go back into trial decoying because now I'm like I'm comfortable. I'm not worried about like my performance, right? You know, like I know I've prepared. I know I can do it. I know whatever comes down field will be okay, right? So I'm like, you know, worried about like, you know, doing my best, and like, you know, testing the dog, but like all the other worries have like they've melted. It's
become easier.
Yeah. So that allows you to like calm down throughout the day, and I think I really knew that was happening when I started getting hungry again. I was like, I'm hungry.
Hungry to trial?
Yeah, because I used to not. I'd be like, oh, I can't eat. Now I'm like, I can eat.
Yeah,
we can eat.
That's good. You know? That's funny.
Like the last 2 years, I'm like, I can eat. I think I'm comfortable now.
Yeah, I can eat between the 1s and 2s. It's all right.
But like judging tomorrow, I probably won't eat because it's new again. Like, or it's new now.
It's more of a mental drain judging.
Yeah, very. Yeah, and you have to be. There's not that break that we just talked about, like where 10 seconds all out, and then here's 10 minutes off.
Yeah,
the judge is on the whole time,
all day and all through obedience and bite work, where your decoys. Talk about
you're really on in the afternoon.
You are, and especially like a trial with let's say there's like 6 decoys.
Yeah,
you're probably getting a level off.
Yeah,
you know, you might not do anything in the 1s. You know, so you get a whole level off. So you definitely have downtime to recoup and get your mind right and get some fluids.
And the judge has to pay attention to not only the performance, the decoys, the dog, the handler, but also like, hey, is that person doing bite work in the parking lot? Like, you have to pay attention to everything, right? Like Joe Parks will see something out of the corner of his eye. He's like, that person has profanity on their shirt. I'm going to go talk to him. And he'll like run over there, right? And I'm like, that was 100 yards away. Like, how did he see that? So yeah, you're incredibly switched on when judging, and that is taxing for sure. So I haven't yet like really eaten when judging. And hopefully one day that'll change.
Yeah,
that'll come back. Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up with you know, what are you really excited about in PSA right now?
Always decoys, but like here's a better answer probably for the sport as a whole. Just the growth. The growth is absolutely insane. Like we're just popping up everywhere. There's more clubs everywhere. The international growth is cool, but there's so many people that are doing PSA, and what I've found is like so many people from different sports are coming, which was always the case. Like we'd always have people coming from other sports, but
like this weekend's cool.
Yeah, this is really cool.
It is cool.
American Shitston trial followed by a PSA trial. You know, same field. You know, similar group of people.
Important for dog sports right now, or dog training in general. Yeah, like communities coming together, right? That's so important. So.
I think it's what I love about it is the people that are coming to the sport from other sports. I will not sit here on anything that's public and like talk about other sports poorly, but they're coming to our sport because it's fun. You know, like they look at it and they're like, that looks fun. I want to do that with my dog. It looks fun, and they're having fun training for the sport. They're having fun trialing. They're having fun watching a trial.
Yeah,
our trials are different. You know, like even in the level 2s, you get a surprise scenario. You know, like there's that element that is challenging for people. It's not scripted all the time.
Yeah.
I love seeing the growth of it. It's awesome.
The philosophies kind of the like that Jerry and the directors bring to PSA too are like very important. Like the openness about our training and our training equipment, and the you know, anyone can come, and the accessibility of information, and we encourage, like, you know, people to come out on the field and do walkthroughs, and judges are very open with critiquing, and we're very open about our use of training equipment and and rewards, and, you know, selling training equipment at trials, right? And at some other venues, you don't have those types of things. It's like, no, it's a little bit hush hush. So I like, you know, I really like this weekend with all those things going on, and the combination of another organization like with us. Like, I think as a whole of all the things that have been happening in the dog training space worldwide, like, I think that this sport is doing something more important than just like trials.
I agree
as well.
I want to add one more thing. One more thing I'm excited about is, and you've seen this too, I'm sure, the level of training.
Insane.
People have gotten so much better. It's crazy when you go to a trial and like the level of obedience you see. One of the knocks of PSA when I first got into it was, we have obedience, but it's not remotely close to other sports. Not IGP obedience, man. They're like, especially at our national level, like the obedience in the ones is just phenomenal. Like, it's so tight and so good, and I'm really proud of that. Like, obviously you're an everything guy. I'm more of a bite work guy, but like, I love seeing good obedience. I love seeing people that can train that. Yeah,
and people getting excited about that obedience, right? Like you mentioning it right now, like people in PSA are caring about their obedience performance, right? I feel like maybe they didn't used to. It was just something to get through. And now it's something to be like highly respected, right? And like talked about, like
good scores.
Did you see that guy's OB? Like, it's crazy. No, that's awesome. Cool. I was glad to see you this weekend.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other in a while.
For tomorrow, man. So thank you.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to be on the field with you in a different setting.